And today we will be baking white bread for you. Hi everyone, my name is Olga and this is my little girl Nika. And today we will be baking white bread for you. It used to be one of the most important parts of the meal back in the days, but still, who doesn't love today to have a little piece of warm and nice bread. My first bread I baked on my own when I was 9.5, just because I was helping my grandma when I was her age. So I mastered it slowly how to do it, and now I have my own recipe which I want to share with you, and Nika will definitely be able to help me here. So she started with the flour, so that's what we'll definitely need. That's probably the basic ingredient, the flour. We'll need oil. It could be vegetable oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, whichever you prefer. We'll need salt, yeast, sugar, a measuring cup. We have measuring spoons, but if you don't have those, you would need only a teaspoon and a tablespoon, a bowl, warm water, and you definitely need a sifter to sift your flour. So let's begin. I will be baking today 2 batches of bread. So for one batch, I'll write the recipe in the description of this video, so you'll decide how much you want to bake. But for one batch, you will need 1 tablespoon of yeast. It has to be a raised tablespoon. Just pour it in this measuring, and you'll see that it's really exactly 1 tablespoon of yeast. But because I'm gonna bake 2, so I'll put 2. We'll need 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm adding another one, which will be 2. 1 teaspoon of sugar, and to begin with, we need 1 1/4 cup of lukewarm water. The water has to be warm, not too hot, in order for our yeast to get activated and to form a little hat. I call it a little hat. So let me do that. See, my water is pretty hot, so I'll be diluting it with cold water. Okay guys, so to the all dry ingredients, we'll have to add the water. The water has to be warm, lukewarm water, so you would be able to hold your fingers in it, but it has to be warm enough so the yeast will get activated. So I'm pouring my water in. Now, as you could see, the yeast starts to get activated. So to accelerate this process, we would cover it with a towel, please, a clean towel, for 5 to 7 minutes. So it's been a little bit over 5 minutes, and you could see that little hat that forms on top of the water. That means that our yeast got activated. And we proceed to the next step. The next step, we'll have to add the olive oil. Please don't add the olive oil before you form that hat, because the oil will be on the top of the water and it won't permit the yeast to bloom and to form this beautiful hat. So I usually add the olive oil at the on the second step, when I add the flour. So let's do it. We will need, for 1 loaf of bread, we will need 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And I add 2. So now it's time to add our flour. For 1 loaf of bread, we will need 4.5 cups of flour. Please make sure your flour is sifted. Yes, well, you're making a pyramid, right? The Egyptian pyramid? Wow, that's a lot of flour everywhere. So we sift the flour in order to get our bread. Start to add the flour. So at this point, when everything is liquid, start mixing with a spoon. Later on, we'll be mixing with our hands. 2. And let's sift a little more. And Nikusha, may I have some? Thank you. So as you could see, our dough becomes thicker. I'll have to add my last 2 cups. Nikush? We added our last 2 cups. Да, ты сейчас будешь делать птичку. Make a little birdie. So, we added our last 2 cups of flour. So I have here 8 in total. I know it might be a little bit confusing, but I'm making 2 batches. So I need 8 cups. You will need 4, 4.5. And I will need 8, 8.5. Maybe. We'll see. You can see now 8 is more than enough. I start to knead the dough. So if the dough gets too sticky, just dip your hand into the flour. Like that. And it will be so much easier to knead the dough. Let me show you the technique that my grandma taught me. So you have to grab your dough with your fingers, you pull it out, and you push it down with your palm. Turn, grab it with your fingers, and push it down with your palm. And slowly, you'll master to knead your dough faster. Oh, you see, I'm writing poems here. Or, if it's hard for you at the beginning, what you could do, grab your dough with 2 hands, kind of like lifting it up and push it down. Lift it up, fold it, push it down. Lift it up, fold it, push it down. It's easier for beginners. This is what I've been doing this for years. So it's easier for me to do it with 1 hand. Oh. Actually, my grandma's name is Vera. And Nika was her middle name is Vera also. It's Nika Vera. She's named after her. Hopefully she'll pick up some of her skills also. After about 2 minutes of kneading, look what a beautiful piece we formed in here. Uniform and beautiful piece. And we'll have to send it to rest for an hour. I'll place it in a bowl, cover with a clean and dry towel. I know some people cover it with the plastic wrap, which I don't agree with just because it's a waste. I believe that just a regular kitchen towel, you cover it up, and we will be waiting until it will raise in 2 or 3 times what we have right now, and we'll be back in an hour. So I really forgot to mention that we're sending it to rest, but we'll have to put it in a blanket. The yeast likes warm temperatures, and anytime, even summer or winter, but I always wrap it in a blanket. So it goes, here you go. Got just a regular blanket. Nika, stop it, please. And it's gonna stay for an hour. We'll be back. So 1 hour has passed and we're ready to take a look at our dough and see how much it rose. And let's see what we have here. Look at this. We had like only 1/3 of a ball, Now we have like a whole big bowl full of dough. So, right.
Yep.
We're gonna make a. You want to make a bird?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll make a bird. So, it's about the time to form our loaves. I like to make braids, so I'm gonna show you how I'm doing it. Сейчас, зайка, на. I'm gonna have it this. So, but we have to prepare our pan in which we will bake the bread. So just a regular rectangular pan I'm using, but remember please, I'm doing 2 loaves of bread. So I'm gonna use this rectangular pan. So as you can see, I poured a little bit of oil in the pan, and Nika is helping me to grease the pan with the oil. I'm turning it over. Nice. Do a little more. Like painting. I'm sure your little one would love to join you when you're gonna be making a bread, if you have one at home. You have to grease the sides of the pan also, so your bread won't get stuck in the pan. So we took out our dough, and we are about to form our loaves of bread. I'm gonna do braiding today, so it's interesting. Now, so from this point on, you could cut this one in 2 and form 2 loaves like that, and just place them in the pan and lace them rice. But I'm gonna do braiding. As you said, I separated the 2 loaves, and now I'm cutting each loaf in 3 pieces. You should have 6 equal pieces. If you feel like one is bigger than another, just cut a little piece and add 2 smaller one. Please preheat the oven at 385 degrees Fahrenheit while you are doing all of this. So you will have about 15 minutes and the oven will be hot, because when we'll finish braiding our bread, we will let it rise in a pan for another 15 minutes. So you'll have plenty of time to have a hot oven. So now I made the first one. I'm gonna show you really how to do the second one in real time. So you start kneading your dough, actually rolling it back and forth, but in the meantime, you try to stretch it so you form like a little long sausage. This is our sausage. So we have the first one. Nika, can you make us a sausage? Can you roll a little bit? It's making a little donuts. Right, Nika? So the second one is ready. And we go with the third one. Here you go. Stretching it out. At this point, dough shouldn't get stuck to your hands. But just in case if you have that issue, just get some flour and dust your hands with the flour, and it won't get stuck to your hands whatsoever. Now, we put all of these 3 pieces parallel to each other and start braiding. I'll start at a 1/3 of a piece. The right one goes over the middle. Next, the left one goes over the middle. The right goes over the middle and left over the middle. Right, left, right, left, right. And you pinch it together at the end. Now you could turn it around or just get on the other side of the table. And the right goes under, the middle goes under. The left goes under the middle, sorry. The right goes under, the left goes under. And the right goes under, and here you go. We got this beautiful braid right here. and we're putting it in the pan. So they look small right now, but we will leave it for 15 minutes in the pan to raise, covered again with the towel. See you in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes passed by, actually almost 20 minutes. And let's see, did the magic happen? What? Yes! It rose almost twice. And it's ready to go in the oven, and the oven will raise a little more. The secret here is that your pan has to be tall, so your bread will grow with the pan. Now it will go in the oven for 15 minutes at 385 Fahrenheit. And see you later. So 15 minutes are over. My little helper is sleeping right now. But I have another little helper here. Illy will help test the bread, right?
Absolutely, Mama.
Illy, you got the stick? Oh, it's so much fun, right?
Absolutely.
Stick it in. Let's see. Woo! The stick is completely dry. The bread is ready. So now it's time to take it out of our pan, and you need a drying rack so the bread wouldn't get soggy on the bottom. It will be nice and crispy. So
hey, счастье. Okay, ready?
let's see what we have here.
Watch. Look. Wow, look at this. Wow. You are so
Hey,
happy.
happy baby.
You are so happy.
boy.
It's the best bread.
Turn it upside down, and ta-da!
Wow.
Right! Are you happy, Mama?
Of course.
You want to try a little piece?
Always. Of
You want to
course.
try a little piece?
Sure.
Let me show you. This is how it looks like. Look at all of that. So now it's time to give it a little try, right? Illy,
Absolutely.
you want to have a piece? Want to have a piece?
Please.
Come on, you can have it. You love fresh bread, right? Daddy,
Wow, I'll take it. Of course.
look at this, so nice and crunchy.
Crispy.
This and crispy. It's beautiful. You could have it with a little slice of butter, with anything, with jam and jello, cut pieces. So here we are.
Wow, Mama.
Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time on our channel. Bye bye, everyone.
Please like and subscribe. Bye bye. Побачимся. Па.